What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again. And it is that time of the year to start doing game previews and score predictions. Now, being this first week is going to be a little tough, all right, because we haven't seen these teams on the field performing or whatever. We can say the second week because week 0 just passed. But anyway, I'm going to talk about the Florida Gators versus the Utah Utes, the first real game of the season, which is this Thursday, August 31st. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Talk about a little bit about the teams, how they did from last season. As far as Utah, offensively, they gained almost 500 yards a game. Defensively, they was giving up about 335 yards a game. All right, so a difference of about 150 yards per game. Where offensively, they was gaining about 150 more yards than they was giving up defensively, which is not bad. That's a winning recipe right there. As a matter of fact, Utah, they went 10-4 last season. Like I say, won the Pac-12 championship for the third time in a row. Okay, can they do it again this season? Remains to be seen. As far as Florida Gators, we know they was terrible last year. They went 6-7 last year, barely making it to a bowl game, 3-5 in the conference. That ain't gonna get you nowhere, Billy Napier, but to a bottom of the barrel bowl game. Okay, offensively, they was giving up. They was averaging 425 yards a game last season, giving up 411 yards a game defensively. So a difference of 15 yards, not a good recipe. They're going to have to do a lot better this season. But let's go ahead and get into it and talk a little bit about these Utah Utes. All right. So Utah bringing back 14 starters, bringing back the starting quarterback last year from Cam Rising. But last year in the bowl game, or last season in the bowl game, he got hurt towards ACL. He's back now. Is he 100%? That remains to be seen. Okay, but Cam Rising, he threw for over, a little bit over 3,000 yards last season, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Okay, so the quarterback position at Utah is set. There's no question there. For us running backs, they returned a running back, Jaquindon Jackson, who had 531 yards last year. They also bring back Mika Bernard. He also had 539 yards, and he also caught 33 catches out the backfield for 306 yards. So he can run it, he can catch it. Jalen Glover returns. All right, he had 360 yards rushing last year. So, as running back, they set Utah. They may be our running back group by committee. So rotating them guys in and out. As far as the tight end, they got a 6-year tight end. He got injured last year. He only played 4 games. But in those 4 games, he had 206 yards receiving and 3 scores on only 19 catches. So not bad. They also returned the tight end Thomas Yasmin. All right, 13 receptions for 301 yards. So when them tight ends catch the ball from Utah, they picking up yards. All right, they can get down the field. So that'll be tough on these this Florida Gator defense, who I hope has improved. All right. As far as the wide receivers for Utah, they returning they two top wide receivers in Devon Valley and Money Parks. Valley, he was the leading receiver with 695 yards. Okay, and 5 touchdowns. And Park came in with 404 yards and 2 touchdowns. They also got two transfers for the wide receiver corps this season. Mika Pittman from Florida State and Emory Simmons from Indiana. So, hey, them Utah Utes, they might just be something special this year in the Pac-12, all right, which they have been for the last 3 seasons. They returning 3 offensive linemen, all right. What's his name? Sator. I guess he's a Samoan. His name is hard to pronounce. At right tackle, Satoa Lumia. That's what I'm gonna say. Satoa Lumia. And then at right tackle, Michael oh my goodness, Makosafa or some shit like that. I don't know. McCoffsey, I don't know, but he a right tackle. He returned from last year. And left guard, Keaton Bills. I can't pronounce that name. I mean, Jesus. But anyway, that's the offense for Utah. They bringing a lot back on that offense. So I think that offense will be much of the same from last season. Defensively, oh man, they wasn't too good defensively last year. But I guess for the Pac-12, it's the standard, because I seen something Saturday night from the Pac-12. I've been catching a lot of flack over because of what I said and what I seen. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, far as the defense, last season they was ranked the 47th ranked defense in the country, ranked 74th in run defense and 76. 76 in pass rush. Let me repeat that for Utah Utes. 47th ranked defense, 74th ranked run defense, 76th ranked pass rush, and 32nd ranked secondary. Not good. But anyway, hey, they still won the Pac-12. It is what it is, man. I mean, defense in the Pac-12, it don't have to be up to the SEC standard. We'll put it that way. But anyway, on the defensive line, they returned a lot of experience. Connor O'Toole and Jonah Ellis. They returned those two guys. And O'Toole had 6 tackles for loss and 3 sacks last year. Van Fillinger, who had 5 tackles for loss last season and 5 sacks in limited playing time. Junior Tafuna, 27 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss. And Damani Pepe, 27 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. So, hey, that defensive front, hey, it's there. It's there. All right, so I don't have no problem with those numbers. Hey, that seemed like an elite defensive front to me. But anyway, also, linebackers. Utah returns 2 of the 3 top linebackers they had last season. Kareem Reed and Lander Barton. Kareem Reed's 72 tackles last season, 9.5 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. Landon Barton, 45 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. With these damn numbers, how would they the 47th ranked defense in the damn country? But anyway, maybe it was on the secondary. I don't know. But they the 47th ranked defense in the country from last year. But anyway, those are some great numbers for those linebackers. Defensive backs, they got Travis Broughton and Jamil Vaughn coming back. All right. So Jamil Vaughn led the team with 9 pass breakups last season on 25 tackles. And then at safety, they returned Cole Bishop, who led the team with tackles with 83. All right. They also added a backup safety or transfer safety from USC and Britton Allen. So that's your Utah Utes team. The defense sound like they're on point. Offense sound like they're on point. So, hey, look like they got another recipe for success down there in Utah. As far as these Florida Gators, oh my goodness, they was terrible last year, all right? Billy Napier was in his first season, okay? Billy Napier ended the season on a 3-game losing streak, and one of those losses was to the worst team in the SEC, and that was Vanderbilt. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my mercy. But anyway, coming into this season, Florida is trying to avoid a third straight losing season. They haven't had 3 straight losing seasons since the 1950s. So, Billy Napier, I hope you get it done. Because if you don't, you might not be there in 2024. I'm just sorry to tell you. But offensively, they lost quarterback Anthony Richardson. But in my opinion, that wasn't a great loss anyway. Anyway, they also lost All-American guard Osiris Torrance to the NFL. They got a transfer quarterback, Graham Mertz from Wisconsin. All right. He started 32 games for Wisconsin, and last season he threw for a little bit over 2,100 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Those are not great numbers. But hey, that's who Florida wanted. That's who Florida went out and got, and he will be their starting quarterback. All right. As far as the running game, they bringing back Montreal Johnson and Trevor Etienne. They are returning, so they got experience in the run game. Those two guys rushed for almost 1,600 yards last season with 16 touchdowns. So they do got a running game. So I will give them that. So it is what it is. They bringing back senior receiver Ricky Parcell, who had 661 yards last year, 5 touchdowns, but they lost veteran Xavier Henderson, who transferred. So you're going to have to replace the receiver, Mr. Billy Napier. You probably already have through the transfer portal. Anyway, they lost 4 starters off the offensive line. Austin Barber is the only tackle. Austin Barber is the only starter that's returning on the offensive line. All right, so they're going to be dependent on that guy. But they did bring in transfer guard Mika Mazkua from Baylor. All right, also Damian George Jr. from my beloved Alabama Crimson Tide transferred over there to those Florida Gators, and they also got Keontae Godwin from Kentucky. So they brought in some pretty big guys. Because this Mazuka from Baylor, 350 pounds. Damian George is a big guy. I know that because he came from Alabama. All right, that's offensively. Defensively, the Gators, that was terrible defensively last season too. But hey, but anyway, the Florida Gators, they allowed opponents to convert 49% of third down and gave up 30 points in 6 games. Not good. They're going to have to be a lot better. A lot of people blame that they had a young defense coordinator last year, Patrick Toney. So a lot of people say he was too young or whatever. But then Billy Napier go out and get an even younger guy. Patrick Toney was 32. He went out and got Austin Armstrong, and he's only 29. So if you look the same this season, is you going to blame it on youth for Austin Armstrong? Because he's younger than Patrick Toney. So it is what it is. Florida Gator offensive line. All right. They got some defensive line. Florida Gators defensive line look to be deep. I'll just put it that way. They got a transfer from Memphis, Cam Jackson, 6'6", 355. And he is one of 7 newcomers up front. So they look to be kind of deep. Then you got Kelby Collins, a top 50 recruit, all right, of the 2023 class. I think he's going to get quite a bit of playing time. All right, then you got veteran edge rusher Princely. Oh, man. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. But anyway, his first name is Princely. He recorded 9.5 tackles for loss last year. And then you got sophomore linebacker Shamar James, who had 47 stops last year. So they got some players, man. It's just a matter of putting it all together. And then in the secondary, they bringing back third-year corner Jason Marshall Jr. You got a new guy at corner in Jakeem Jackson. He's a top 60 recruit, man. But anyway, they picked up 6 defensive backs. So they got some defensive backs. They just got to have time to develop at the college level. Then you got sophomore And then at safety, you got sophomore Kamari Wilson. All right. And so, hey, defensively, I don't think they're going to be there like that, really. I think for Florida, it's going to be more of the same from last year. That's just me. But I do think they will be better at the quarterback position. Because in my opinion, I'm going to just say, in my opinion, for those Florida Gators last year, Anthony Richardson was terrible. I don't give a damn that they drafted him in the first round. I don't care that the coach named him the starter. He was a terrible quarterback for the Florida Gators. Okay? And like I said, really, for this team, both of these teams, I see more of the same. For Utah from last season, I see more of the same from the Florida Gators. So, with that being said, you know I'm picking the Florida Gators. Not the Florida Gators. Hell no. I'm picking the Utah Utes to win this game. And I've been saying it the whole damn time. Everybody know that I picked Utah to win this damn game. What the score going to be, I don't know, because I haven't seen not one team on the field this season. But like I said, I feel like both teams going to pick up where they left off. I'll just say that from last season. And as far as the score of this game, even though Florida messed around and beat Utah in this game last season, I don't know how. But anyway, I don't think it's going to happen this season. So I'm going to attempt to make a score prediction. I'm going to say Utah 33. I'm going to give Utah 33. And these Florida Gators, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give the Florida Gators 17. 17. So that's my score for Florida. Let me write this damn thing down. These scores I'm predicting. 33-17. And that's my final score. And guess what I'm doing? I'm sticking with it. Roll damn Tide.